Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, May 15th, right in the middle of May already. How crazy is that? The heat map's a little red. We'll look at that. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And here we go. Check it out. We haven't seen a red heat map like that in a little while, so that looks a little bit crazy. How about that AYTU, guys? I was telling you, that was about to jump up today, and look at that bad boy. I saw that up this morning. Boom. That was a good call last night. We saw that one, and of course, Foot Locker's way up because of the buyout info from Dick's. And let's see what's going on this morning. Let's look at our Jolie's jumpers real quick. And AYTU is number one. Look at that. And we looked at it last night. And I said, whoa, that thing's about to pop. And it was, what was it, running up there? I forgot what it was doing. But yeah, I said it was running up. And then it looked like it, oh, that's right. It wasn't showing it on here. And it looked like it was about to pop up, but it wasn't showing it. And it had run up in the after hours. Now I remember. And yeah, I said, look for it to try to continue some momentum. But yeah, that's exactly what it did. But that chart did look good. And it did jump up there, AYTU. I kind of forgot what we said, but that was exactly what happened. And again, it would be nice when FinViz changes the charting in the after hours. That'll definitely help out. But there you go. AYTU jumped up there. That was last night. And we'll look at it tonight. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. You could get it to run up there. It looked pretty good last night to keep that momentum. And BNGO here. Good old genomics or something, whatever it is. Genomics, that's what it is. But that thing is running up as well. BNGO. And it ran up yesterday. Didn't see it. Familiar with it. 398, 575. And then it closed at, 459. And then today it ran from 417 to 471. And it's at 453 right now. But that does not look bad either right there. And CREV, C-R-E-V right here, Carbon Revolution Public, that looks like it was jumping up. And is that from yesterday as well? That did jump up higher today. So there you go, 471 to 530. It's at 345. So the morning crew always has a ton of them. GTI, we were looking at this. And we were saying, watch this, try to get into the top right there. And it certainly did. I know Laptop Travel was playing this. And so there you go. Yesterday, it ran from 10 to 29. And then this morning, 26 to 32. So there you go with GTI and IXHL right there. That one did jump up big yesterday. It's getting to the top. It could be a little healthy pullback right here. We'll see what it wants to do. But yeah, that definitely had been a big jumper yesterday. We talked about that one for a little bit last night. And then CL right here. Somebody also brought this one up the other day, Northern Corp or something like that. And we definitely looked at it, NCL, and it was running up yesterday. And there it is, 56 to 69. It's at 63 and not looking bad to this morning. Still way up in the top. Look at this thing, way up there. So Northern Corp doing pretty well right now. And NCNA at the New Canna, I noticed it jumped up recently, and it was just trying to get set back up. What is it doing right now? Let's look at it. NCNA, let's see. And it was trying to crawl up there yesterday. It looks like today it's 4 to 5. So it did run around. It's back at 4, but it did run around a little bit. And this is going to be a pretty good one to keep an eye on for next week with that big hook looking starting to set up right there. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. And Asian Jolie did say she was feeling much better back at home. So we were all thinking about you and still are. So hopefully you're all better and getting well and all that good stuff, Asian Jolie. And thank you very much every morning for the Jolie's jumpers. And here we go. Let's check out our laptop lowdowns. And here's a few of them right here. TMDE. This thing, keep your eye on it. It is getting set up, guys. We were looking at it last night, and it is looking good. BSEG. Let's see. What is that one right here? Let me look. BSEG. That is an OTC, or Big Screen Entertainment. And let's see what it's doing. And that does look like it could be pulling back a little bit more, but just the one chart. And INTS right here, Intensity Therapeutics. And we've been watching this thing curl up. And like I said, I'm just keeping an eye on this thing to make sure it wants to get really set up here. You can see it was dip down. That looked like the bottom, and it does look like it's trying to curl up there. It could be a good one for next week. Excuse me, IOTR right here, that IO3, and someone brought it up last night, but it's been on Laptop Travel's list. Took a nice little dip right there yesterday. Could be one of them dip and rip looks, and we'll look at it today. Okay, you are, hold on. Okay, you are right there. And this guy's been dipping down. Let's see what it's up to over here. Yeah, just kind of dipping down. It might cross down through the MACD. Let's see. Let's see if it wants to roll off. It almost looks like it wants to roll off there. Today could be a good day to watch this one, OKUR. So keep an eye on that one right there. And this RBNE, we looked at this last night, that Robin Energy right here. And that one is just kind of sitting still, probably not doing anything yet. Yep, just kind of sitting there. 280 to 3. It actually did move, right? Oh, that was yesterday. I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's just sitting still, not doing anything yet. We went over it last night, and I think this could be a really good setup. It has a lot of room right there. And NCEW right here. Let's see what that's doing. New Century Logistics, and that's trying to curl up, trying to make a base down there. So we will keep an eye on NCEW right there. Look at it. And that could be a good one getting set back up. That is that Hong Kong one. It ran up, and we'll see. Them ones do look like they're setting back up. So next week could be wild with them again. And VSTE has made a bottom right there. It looks like that low's at 9.5. It's at 12. And watch as this thing curls up here. It'll bounce around. So VSTE, Vast Renewables. So you can keep an eye on that. And that's it right there for our laptop lowdown. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel. Greatly appreciate them, bad boys. And there you go. It's a little green. Walmart was looking good. Remember, it was on a major, whatever her name is, Tower Green or something, on her list. We went through all the options, all the things that she bought the other day on Cinco de Mayo. It was crazy, guys. She just told me, she was just like, give me one of everything in the stock market. It was like pretty wild. So we went through all them. Good morning, Blue Collar Teamster and Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez and Doge Mama 9, Barbara and the rest of the crew, everybody else, Sam and everybody. Mutes it. Let me make sure it's the right one. It does look like it's back on. I hit the as soon as I hit the cord, like the littlest bit while I'm getting a drink, it seems like it mutes the entire thing. It doesn't like pull it out, but it mutes it. I don't know. I had to slide it over a little bit more. So I'm not hitting that cord because that's what mutes the thing usually. Anyway, here we go. We're back on track and everything looks like it's good to go. And we'll go right through and see what our SPY big caps, everybody else is doing there. Walmart's up. The SPY and the Mag 7 are down a little bit. And just kind of pulling back, but look at that massive run up we've had, and we do get a little bit of pullback. It's healthy, you need it, and honestly, it still doesn't even look bad today. It could try to keep bouncing up here. It's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie, this market is crazy, but it could also pull back, as you can see, but it does not look bad right there. Let's go through the rest of them. See what the Mag 7 looks like. Apple's down a little bit, just came back down to that trend line right here. It was trying to pop up there yesterday. And let's see what Apple is doing. And it is getting set up, guys. So maybe it's going to have to wait until next week, but not a big deal right there. It is looking good to set up. And Amazon right here, AMZN. That one did pull back. And again, these things were getting to the top and they're just pulling back a little bit. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but we'll obviously be keeping an eye on it. That thing looks set up and looks like it could just roll right back up. So that doesn't look bad there. Google was running up yesterday, a little bit of healthy pullback. Definitely doesn't look bad there. And Meta right here, a little bit of healthy pullback and still doesn't look bad. That thing's setting up on all levels right there. So should be an interesting day, I would have to say, see what's going on here. And Microsoft is coming down. And I told you I was actually impressed that it ran up that much yesterday. So that is pulling back a little bit. And the video right here is pulling back a little bit and had some good momentum. Look, into the top, and honestly, it could stay in there. It has some great support now, and their earnings are at the end of the month, and like I said, they're going to be a big deal right there for NVIDIA. And let's take a look at our Tesla. It is down $7, and another one just got into the top. And I just don't think that they look that bad. It looks like a little bit of healthy pullback. If anything, obviously we'll be watching it today to see what they want to do, but they look like they want to rip up into the top. That's right. Powell has a speech at 8:40 a.m. And thank you, Luis Rodriguez. You're always reminding me of stuff. My memory is the worst, guys. I'm telling you, I can remember stock tickers. That's about it. It's weird. And but yeah, I totally. It's like these things never even happen. I say it and it doesn't even happen. But yeah, Powell does speak today at 8:40. I totally forgot about that. So that's why you could see this little bit of weird look. But I'm telling you, these things do look good. And like I said, I wouldn't doubt if he kind of hints he's not going to change the rates, but I wouldn't doubt if he hints that they could be coming down. And then I say in the next month or two, they're coming down. Just from looking at the poly market. And but anyway, let's take a look and see what AMC is doing. That's just down a penny. GameStop's down a little bit, so we do have a little bit of healthy pullback as Powell's going to speak today. Chewy has been great. It's in the top. It might bounce back up, but just be careful. I mean, that was a good run up right there. And Unity right here, the letter U, that is pulling back a little bit. And another one, that one actually doesn't look too bad trying to get set up. I could see it bouncing right off of there. So we'll take a look at Unity and see if that one wants to be set up. And Netflix right here still doesn't look bad. And it looks like it almost wants to make that hard curl up right there. So we'll look at it and see. Let me see Netflix right here. I mean, it's pulling back at the moment, but like I said, you could see these things get turned around real quick. I'm not saying they have to, but they have that look where they absolutely could in the snap of a finger. AVGO down a little bit in the top, and the other thing is they're sticking them and staying in the top. A lot of them we're just barely pulling out where they can pull themselves back up by 840 and get ripping. So we'll see. They're in that spot where they could go either way. MU Micron, a little bit of healthy pullback, but looks like it could want to roll back up. It could go either way right there. But like I said, I could see them easily rolling right back up. They're in a spot where they could pop right up and or even pull back a day and then pop up. So they're not bad at all. TSM, that had been running up, a little bit of pullback right there, and they basically all look the exact same right now. So that's how you know something's going on. SMCI had run up big and a little bit of healthy pullback right there. And of course, AMD had been running up and a little bit of pullback, and it still looks good at the top. I could see after Powell speaks, this thing, the market's all green for some reason. I don't know. Just has a weird look to it, guys. And QCOM looks pretty good right here. Intel, INTC, just a little bit pullback. That looks like it's going to pull back to set up a little bit from there. And PayPal right here, let's look at it because that's basing out to try to get a little bit higher, it looks like, unless it's topping out to come down to set up. So, like I said, we'll be watching this, and obviously Powell speaking at 8:30 will be an interesting one. I'm not even sure what he's talking about, but he is talking, and anytime he's talking, things can get interesting very quick. So snow right here, let's look at that one. SNOW, that one is pulling back. It's still in the top, and like I said, I could see these things ripping in the top a little longer and then have some good pullback there. So we are going to see the good pullback, a little bit of pullback. I know that guy Michael Anthony was saying it the other day, and these things keep ripping higher. I'm not disagreeing with him. It's just the timing of it. You're going to see that pullback. These things are way in the top. Anytime they're in the top like this, they do pull back. So that's what I was saying the other day. I was saying this, and Dell right here has run up majorly, and again, just looks like some healthy pullback. It could come right out of the top right there and come down, but it does not. I mean, it has that look like it could go either way. But yeah, it's just one of them looks. Dell could come back down right there, but it was a good run up. And let's see, Palantir, that was at its like all-time high, pulled back a little bit. It's in between that little channel right there. Doesn't look terrible. And Sophie right here is pulled back a little bit. And that one could pull back a little bit more to that trend line right there, which isn't crazy. It's only like 40 cents down. So nothing bad right there with Sophie not looking terrible. But again, if they just start to turn, they could dip down. They could go back up. They're in that spot where they could go either way. And good morning, Omar and everybody else. How are we? And like I said, they are in like one of them spots with the Fed with Pal speaking at 8:30 in like an hour and 10 minutes or so. They're in one of them spots where they can absolutely go either way. Mara pulling back has that good support right here. You can see it, and it could have just made a little bit of room on the chart for them as well. So it is an interesting look, and I can't pinpoint it this morning just yet, but I'll be looking at this thing, and we might not be able to tell until obviously Pal does speak. But yeah, that one's just a little bit of healthy pullback, nothing too crazy. What's MicroStrategy? That's pulling back. Crypto is pulling back a little bit this morning, and there you go, MicroStrategy. Yeah, it is pulling back. We'll see if it stays up on that 20. Maybe we do have a little bit of pullback right here. And Clean Spark right there, not looking too bad. But yeah, Bitcoin and crypto has pulled back a little bit. So we'll go through them real quick. And Clean Spark, and let's look at Coinbase. That had run up, and that's what it's coming down a little bit, but still on the top, guys. It's pretty impressive. And that Webull, that is holding itself up right here, so it's not looking too bad. I would say it is holding steady right there on that 50-day, even though there's not or two. That's a 200-day, your 50 and your 20s right there. So let's see that 20 get pulled, like come down for it, and then it will look way better, I think. And what else? Robinhood right here is down a little bit, but that one doesn't look too bad either, to be honest with you. DJT was pulled back some. It started to look a little worse yesterday at the end of the day, to be honest with you. It was looking really curled up, and now it's just hitting that trend line. So we'll see if it bounces right back up, and maybe they do. I'm telling you, they have a crazy look. And I think Fun was up this morning. It was up a little bit more, I think, but it was looking really good last night. Let's see what it looks like right here. Whoop, that's not how you spell it. FPHUN. And it does have a little bit of a pullback look. So it was looking way better yesterday. And that PTPI is rolling, guys, and that Petros Pharmaceuticals. This thing is running up this morning. It is looking good, and we did like it. So there's one that is running. So we do hit the poppers. And again, when the big caps pull back, these things will run. And vice versa. When the big caps want to run, the small caps don't run as much. But so that's why you catch the opportunities when they're presented to you. So anyway, here we'll just cruise right through crypto real quick because it is kind of pulling back a little bit this morning, as you can see. Bitcoin at 102, and that is right. And Ethereum right there, yep, 2,553, and Solana's back to 170 right there. Ripple at 246, Doge at 22, and Cardano at 76 right there. And you can see the rest of them, but we'll go ahead and click into them so we can see the charts. And again, they did just get into the top, and now you got some pullback, but they're hitting that MACD. They do look like they want to pull back a little bit more. I do want to see BTC USD on here. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, I mean, it's coming down to that line right there, and you got the 20. So it does have the good support system. And like I said, I thought it wants to make a base in this 100,000 area. So we'll see what they want to do today. It's kind of an interesting day for sure with the Fed speaking crypto. I mean, look at Ethereum still on the top. It looks like it almost wants to roll up a little bit more. Solana coming out of the top right there. And maybe it's just making some room. Again, they could pull back a little bit. So they're in an interesting spot, and I'll be looking at them. Ripple got right into the top real quick and then pulled back right there. And that Doge, they were all doing the same thing, getting into the top and now pulling back. They could pull back and even make a nice base right here and just maybe come down a little bit. And then, it'll make a lot of room on the chart to get rolling again. So it could be a good little healthy pullback right here as they hit the top. And once they get into the top, they got to kind of rip around and run for a little while. They weren't exactly ready just yet. So I think that next time they could be getting really close to it. That's for sure. And yeah, that PTPI looking good. Pal speaks today. So obviously the market's just kind of hanging tight. And let's go ahead and see if we see anything else. Let's go through and look over here. Walmart pulls guidance, says it's hiking prices due to tariffs, and the retail buy the dip move paid off. What the crowd of investors is doing now, according to JP Morgan. I guess that would be us, huh? Stocks drop as risks appetite fades, oil tumbles, and pals lean to job market under microscope as Fed revisits strategy. So I guess that's today. And let's see, stock futures slip after S&P 500 post third consecutive winning day right there. So yeah, Powell is speaking. The PPI is today, and all that good stuff. So you can see all that nonsense right there. And oh, there you go. So yeah, you can see all this right here Thursday, and then tomorrow's housing and building permits. So nothing real crazy, but today is a big day, I must say. And we'll be paying attention to everything going on. That is for sure. And let's see what else is happening with Logic Mark and a couple of these other guys. And then we'll go through the scanner. Logic Mark, a little bit of pullback right there. Still doesn't look bad, to be honest with you. So it's sitting over that 20. And that green lane had a little bit of, oh, it is up still, huh? I thought it was back down to the sixes, but it looks like it's still at 7 possibly, it looks like. And yeah, it is. It did pull back a little bit. It's sitting right there. We'll see how it looks right today. That 20, I mean, it has a crazy look right there. I don't know what. It's just a weird thing. Your 20's coming down for it. And yeah, it's just got that weird look. It jumped up to that level though, but I don't know. It just doesn't have that pop-up look right there. So your 20 coming down. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this green lane today and see exactly what it wants to do. It did jump up there, but it's just kind of like in this little phase right here, but maybe it is trying to work its way up, and we'll definitely want to know. So you got back to that level right there after it came down here. So I'll look at it today, really pay attention to it, see what it's up to. And obviously, I think we'll figure these out a little bit better. What the heck is going on? When the after the Fed speaks here, BON came down this morning, saw that one pulling back right there. So that one was down a little bit. And what else was looking good? That GTI, we did look at that. That was running up big today. What else? NVNI, let's see. That one's trying to get set back up. So keep an eye on that thing. You can see that trying to crawl back up. And let's just look at the scanner and see what's going on, because it is a little bit of a flat morning right here. Or a little bit of pullback in that NCNA right there. What's ABP? That thing's trying to run up right there. I'm not even sure what that is, a biotech company. And it did have a little bit of run up, so not too bad. And let's see what's going on right here. Let's see PTPI and that PLRZ I was saying last night. We'll watch. I'll take a look at that, see if it's going to get ready. There you go. What did I say about Click last night, guys? There you go, guys. Over 100%. Who said that thing was about to get clicking? And there you go. That's why that morning crew gets to crush these things, because we go over them at night and then they start running like this at 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, Laptop Travel was probably on this one, and it's up over 118%. So it gave out 118% last night like it was no big deal. And that thing did have that look. It was ready to rock and roll right there last night. You could see it. And boom, there you go. That thing popped for you. So if you were up early trading, you nailed that guy. Let's see what else. And that AYTU is running up there. BON pulling back. DGLY just kind of setting up there, trying to do something. And let's see what else is going on here. Anything else? Oh, AGMH, let's look at it anyway. It did pull back. It had that reverse split news last night after the market closed, and the thing looked really good. So it was like kind of weird, but definitely is pulling back on that. And that's a little odd. Like I said, it's that thing, they should have waited a day. I have no idea who told them to do that. It was stupid, but here we go. And that Krev was up, AYTU, and there's your Click way up over 100%. Gave it out last night. PTPI up and GTI. So we gave out all these last night. And there's that YIBO. I know Zach's been talking about this one. It's getting into the top. So and hitting that reason. It's trying to get through there. We'll see if the market changes. That could get squeezed up there a little bit more. And there's your click over 100% this morning. So that's a beauty. And that's about it on that page. Besides Foot Locker's still up. And did it run up? Let's see what it did, because this doesn't show. Yep, it did move this morning. We were talking about it. So there you go with Foot Locker. And let's see, Rocket Lab, that might not be moving. It is down a little bit. We were saying it was setting up right here, and we'll see what it wants to do with the rest of them. But obviously, the market's a little red at the moment, but that is getting set up. So keep an eye on that. And obviously, there you go. That's the market. And what's UNH? Wasn't that still down? Yeah, it was still down even more this morning. I thought so. Holy cow, look at this thing. This is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. And maybe it's going to be down and out right there, but it keeps pulling back. So we'll just keep an eye on that guy and see what it wants to do. We looked at all that stuff. Let's see if there's anything else going on that I missed. And let's see. And like I said, it's kind of just a flat, quiet morning as the Fed's going to speak, and you can't even tell what's going to happen here. And let's look at BABA right here, BABA. That took a nice dip. They do have earnings coming up. That is 2 days, so it did pull back, I guess, on for coming up for the earnings. CSIQ, what's that up to? Canadian Solar, and that looks like it's crawling up. Keep an eye on that bad boy right there, not looking bad. And let's see if there's anything. That TNXP, someone had mentioned this yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it is not looking bad. It's trying to get set up right there, so let's look at it right here. TNXP. And yeah, it was trying to run up right there yesterday. I don't know what's going on with the mouse. It's like not working right. Anyway, yeah, it's trying to set up right there, so we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, it's like usually puts like the cursor up there so I can tell, but whatever, it's still working, so I won't complain, and I'll just reset it when I get done. And there's TNXP, and let's see, and of course Foot Locker. Boeing still cruising along right here. Like, look at that thing up there in the top. That's pretty wild. And that PTPI, IXHL, this guy we were looking at, and it is run up. We looked at it this morning. It is trying to run up a little bit more. How about SDOT? Remember SATIC Group? This thing is trying to get set up. I noticed it yesterday, so keep an eye on that thing. SDOT right here. It was up a little bit, but that looks like it would have bottomed out right there about 120. You're at 140 right now, looking pretty good for SDOT. So keep an eye on that one. What's this one doing? SVRA. This one is just kind of pulling back, nothing too crazy right there. So keep an eye on that one. SVRA. We've looked at it before. It had run up, and it looks like it's pulling back right there. So there you go with that one. And let's see what else is going on. I think that's about it, guys. I don't see anything else really that crazy this morning, to be honest with you. And so that looks like the market. We did our crypto ETF. It pulled back too. I think it was at like a 5 million market cap. So with crypto pulling back, it was pulling back with it. That was for sure. And let's see. Yeah, I think it was at 5 million this morning, if I remember. Yep, 5 million. There it is. So we'll see how far that pulls back with crypto as well. So yeah, a little bit of pullback right there with the crypto. And again, we were saying it was getting to the top. It was just a matter of when. We were looking at them last night, and yeah, it is 5 million. And let's see. And then the SPY and this stuff was getting up there. It doesn't look bad. I'm telling you, these things could curl back up after Powell speaks this morning. So obviously, I guess all eyes are on the Fed this morning, and that's going to play a big part in how the market's going to roll. So it could go either way. I'd say it's a coin flip. It does not look bad as it's red this morning, but obviously could pull back more and it could curl up. So it is a coin flip. I can't exactly tell you which way it's going to go. I wish I could, and it's one of them days where you're like, oh, I can't exactly tell, so I can't really guess. And so, yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out after the Fed, and then we'll know exactly what's going on. So I will definitely keep you guys posted as usual, and if you see anything, let me know. But, yeah, PTPI looking good this morning, running up there as we thought. It was setting up in a really good spot right there, and it did run up. pretty nice. What did it open up at? 18, so it might have gapped up, and again, this thing's not really working. I don't know what the heck is going on here. But anyway, I'll get that figured out afterwards. Probably just X out and it'll be fine. But yeah, there's PTPI and that Foot Locker AYTU is running up a little bit, and a couple other ones we were looking at last night, and even that YIBO. But keep an eye on that. And again, it's more eyes on the Fed to see what they're doing. So not a whole lot. Let me see if there's anything over here. And yeah, not a whole lot of messages either. This is one of them flat mornings where we're all just sitting here kind of hanging out, waiting to see what happens. And we'll know in about an hour, I'm sure we'll be able to see. So it is happening, I guess, before the market opens. So sometimes that's a good thing because you already know how it's going to roll. It is a little red, and it is a coin flip right there. So that's how it looks, guys. And I would say that's a good pre-market review. I wish we did have some more, to be honest with you, but that's what it's looking like to me. And I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see how it opens up as the Fed speaks this morning, and Powell's going to say something. Actually, let's look at the poly market and see what they are up to real quick with the economics. Hold on. Oh, that's not it. We don't want that. The economy Fed decision here, and it's probably not going to let me. There it is. Yep. Hold on. There it goes. Like I said, the thing's not working right, and that's in June. Where the heck the July one went there? And that was September. But here we just want to look at the next 2 months right here. And yeah, like I said, this is the no change, and that's the yes for 25%. And you can see they want to change. These guys were starting to curl down a little flat, but you can see by July, you're going to see a change here, guys. That one's going to definitely change. And in June, it's going to start to move a little bit. I don't know if we're exactly going to see it in June, but by July, it looks like we should see a change right there, I would assume. So, yeah, I don't know if he's going to hint at something today or say something. That's why I think the market's just a little weird, and we'll see what's going on. But that's what the charts look like, and that's what I see on the market for this morning. So, keep you guys posted. Be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to follow along on X and YouTube and all that good stuff. And I will definitely keep you guys posted today. And Pal's speech is at 8:40. I kept saying 8:30. It's at 8:40, Luis Rodriguez had said. So, yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that. And that's in exactly almost an hour from now. So, we will be watching our 7 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on that, see how it opens up, and then we'll go from there, everybody, because it does look like a coin flip, and it looks like it's just waiting for him to speak, but still doesn't look bad. And we'll look at our SPY right before we hop off here. And it is down, and again, it still does not even look that bad. So it could go either way, and it's just a little healthy pullback, it looks like, at the moment. And so, yeah, I'll be looking at it and seeing. But yeah, this could curl up a little. I mean, it literally could go right back up, and these things could run up even higher. And like I said, it could get 2 to 610 and then start to pull back. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised either way it goes, to be honest with you. Usually we kind of know what's going to happen for the most part. This time I wouldn't be surprised either way, and it's like a coin flip. So that is what it looks like, everybody. So I'll keep you posted, of course, and that is a wrap for our pre-market show. And thank you again for tuning in. Be sure to trade smart, lock in those profits. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.